Welcome back everybody. Today I want to show you how to make these baby socks, 0 to 3 months. I made another one earlier on to show you, but this is with a foldable cuff and they are really cute, and they're not actually made in the same conventional method where you start from the bottom and work your way up, do the heel and then attach the cuff. We're going to do the cuff first and then do the heel, and then we'll work the shoe and then meet at the end. It's actually, I think this way is quite easy, and yeah, I think my method is quite nice, but they're absolutely adorable. They measure about 3 inches, but of course remember socks stretch, so it will go up to 3.5, possibly even 4. And what you'll need for this is a 4mm crochet hook. You will need some scissors to cut off your yarn, needle to sew in your ends, and I'm going to be using this colour. It's actually called Parchment, and it's by Stylecraft Special Double Knit, which is equivalent to a lightweight number 3. It's asking me to use a 4, and I will be using a 4. Now, like I said, these are for 0 to 3. If you want to make the next size up, 3 to 6, exactly the same pattern, but use a 5mm crochet hook. And not only that, the rows that we do here, which are about 6 rows, you can put in 8 rows just to make the sock a bit longer for you. But yeah, absolutely adorable. So let's begin. What you need to do first is do a slip knot and chain 10. Okay. Into the second chain, do a single crochet and do a single crochet all the way to the end. Which will give you a total of 9. Okay, here we are. That's your 9 single crochets. Now we want to chain 1 and turn our work, and you want to place a single crochet in the back loop because we're creating the rib. Oops, my hook's got caught. So as you know, these are 2. That's the front loop, that's the back loop. Place your single crochets into the back loops only, and the single crochet, basically you can do it with other stitches, but this single crochet turns into a rib for the cuff. But what you do is you do everything into the back loops bar the last one. I like my work to be neat at the end, not squiggly and some holes. So into the last one you go through both loops, okay? Last one in each row. So chain 1, turn your work, single crochet across, and when you get to the end, do it into the both loops. Chain 1, turn your work over, and again 9 single crochets, okay, chain 1, turn your work. So while we're doing some of these rows, I'll just quickly say, yes, so there are a lot of tutorials out there for baby socks. Some are a little bit complicated, some are a bit tricky, some of them are fairly good. So, but this one is completely different in the way that I'm going to make these for you. I reckon this is the easiest way. You don't have to worry about stitch markers. You You don't have to worry about counts. If you want to use stitch markers, of course, you can use those stitch markers. They will help you. But you can quite easily, because we won't be working around. We will be slip stitching and then chaining one and doing a single crochet. So you can quite evidently see that, but use your markers if you need to. So what I'm going to do is, we need to have 16 rows of these, and as there are only 9 stitches, they work up really quickly. You can just let the video running. I won't go, I might as well just stay because there's not many. But while we're doing this, do let me know if you want any other baby items made. I did show you a little shoe yesterday that I did make, and if you wanted me to make it too, just message me. I was just trying out a design. I think they turned out nice, but you let me know. Okay, so the way you can tell, obviously, with a single crochet, remember 2 in the end, is each one of these bumps, that's 2 rows there, this one and that one. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. We need 16 rows. Just checking my pattern there. So that'll be 11. $12, 13, 13. These are great again for handing out as gifts, baby announcements, baby showers, because they make up in no time. Great for charity or hospital work. Or you can make a whole bunch of them for your own little ones or your grandchildren. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. Okay, just 2 more rows and we're done. That's 15. There we are, 15, and one more, 16. And that's your cuff completed. You can make it longer if you want to, but I think that's the perfect size for a baby ankle. You could do, I mean, I chained 10, you could chain 15. Again, improvise. But I think this is just right for a 0 to 3. If you're making a 3 to 6, you could go up a bit more. Okay, so 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. What we want to do now, it will look quite bizarre, but this method is really good. So, you want to chain 1, okay? And you see this very first stitch here, you want to single crochet 2 into there. And you can, when you're working up the side, you can usually tell there's one here, that's the next row, that's the next row, that's the next row. You can see the holes at the top. So in the very first one, we've put 2 single crochets, and then we want 3 single crochets in the next 3 stitches. Yeah? So we have this. Then we want to chain 1. Just checking my pattern. That's right. We want to, sorry, just bear with me, 2 single crochets. Yeah, single crochet into the 5. Sorry, I do apologise. I did make some little notes, but 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Now we want to chain 1 and turn, single crochet 2 together, single crochet and single crochet 2 together. So you should have 3 stitches there on the top. Okay, now as we work 3 single crochet rows here, we want to do 3 single crochets down the side. So chain 1, place your first one here at the top, second one you can go into this hole here, that's 2, and then make sure you go through not one, go through both strands because you don't want them to be holes, sorry. So what we need to do then is we don't go into this one because we've already worked into that one. We want to do 12 single crochets across. And then the very last one here, 12. Okay, doesn't look like a sock at the moment, does it? Okay, not to worry, I will tell you, it will all work out. So there's the strand there. I also forgot to say, leave about 9 inches of strand here really, so that you can tie your work. So the work facing this way, okay, so you've finished up here, chain 1, sorry, then grab this here like so, like you're closing it up. We work that side. We want to go straight into the bottom of the other side of the heel and do 3 stitches. 3, 2 and 3. Okay, then you've got the 3 remaining at the top there, 1, 2 and 3. Go ahead and single crochet there and slip stitch, because remember we worked down, we worked all the way across. Looks a bit weird at the moment. Then we folded our work and went 3 up the side, 3 across, and then slip stitch into that first. Okay, so you want to chain 1 and you want to single crochet 3. So go into that very first stitch, 1, 2 and 3. Then you want to do 2 single crochets together. Okay, that's right. So into the next one and into the next one. Just show you again to do a single crochet together. Go in, pull up a loop, go into the next one, pull up a loop, and 3 on your hook, and pull through all 3. You want to single crochet 8. Okay, and these should have 2 stitches remaining there, and you want to single crochet those 2 together as well. And then single crochet should be 6 stitches. Okay, so first one will be there where you've joined. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, and slip stitch into the top of the single crochet from the other round. See the little heel turning now? Next row, chain 1, single crochet 2, starting from the same one, so 1 in there and 1 in the next one. Next 2 you do 2 single crochets together. Then you want to single crochet 8 again. Single crochet 2 together. And then you should have 5 stitches. Remaining 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and slip stitch into the first single crochet there. Next round is a row of single crochets only. We've done our heel, nothing more left there to do there, so you should have 17. So go ahead, do a row of 17 single crochets, starting with the chain where you joined. And 17, and then slip stitch to the top. So let's just show you what's happening at the moment. That's still open. We're going to tie that in after. There's the beginning. That will kind of like sit on the inside there. There's the beginning of your heel. Okay, so what we need to do now is just to do the length of the sock, which is basically 6 rows of single crochets and slip stitching, chaining 1 on every round and placing your first single crochet where you joined, and that will give you 17 single crochets. I need to do 6 rounds, so this one I'm doing here is number 1, and you need to do another 5, 6 in total. So there's one that I showed you we did together, and then on top of that is another 6. This is round 2 for me. Three, like I said, they work up in no time. 4, and obviously this bit here is the bit that I was referring to before. If you want to make a couple of extra, I'm doing 6, you could do 8 if you're making the larger size. 3 to 6 months, that is. But I will leave all the details in the description box below. 5, got one more after this, and we're done. Just need to finish off the toe, and that's just a couple of rounds. And you will have your little baby sock. Okay, and the very last one now, round 6 for me. So remember, these are 6 additional rows of single crochet after the first one that I showed you. And there's a couple of methods that you can use to close off the toe, but I actually like this one, so I'll show you. So there we are. So we've got the cuff, which we need to tie in. There's the heel we've worked across. Now we just want to close off the toe bit. So it's chain 1, single crochet into the same one, and 2 single crochets together, so it's a decrease, then 1 and then 2 together, 1 and 2 together. That's the pattern. 1 and 2, 1 and 2. You will have 2 stitches remaining after you've done your 2. Go ahead and put another 2 into that. So sorry, decrease into that. So use the last 2 to make a decrease and slip stitch to the top. Now the pattern suggested to leave it as it is and just to weave in the ends that way. I didn't like the way it looked, to be honest, so I'm going to show you how to just finish off with one more round, which is a bit more tricky, but just place a decrease of 2 single crochets together all the way around on the remaining stitches. We'll get a bit tight. Just use your finger. You can use the darn needle and close it up that way. You will be left with 1, okay? So just do that 1 on its own, that's fine. And slip stitch to the first. Okay, give it a bit of a tug. Chain 1, cut your yarn. Just gives it more of a rounded edge, and then all you've just got is to do that little bit there. That's what I prefer. Anyway, turn your sock over. And grab that yarn, actually. Should have done. Okay. So, all right, and now we are inside out. And, sorry, I do apologise, my little kitten's outside wants to be let in. Grab your needle. Okay, and what I tend to do is, this is open, so which is handy, pop your finger in so you can see you've got probably not even a centimetre. So just go into the stitch best way you can and try and make another little circle and just give it a pull. Okay, so it just tightens up that hole. I wouldn't do any more, don't get confused with any of this, that's the stitches for the bottom. So there's your top, and just make a couple of knots and cut your yarn. I'm just doing actually on the top point, not anywhere else. I'm just going to leave it there. I'm not even going to leave a little bit there. It's not going to fall off. So we're still inside out. Now, my bad, I forgot to tell you in the initial, but if you have followed me and you've only got a little bit of yarn, not to worry. Let's just grab a bit more. Because if we'd left it extra, then we wouldn't need to do this bit. We can just thread this bit. So let's leave that for a moment. And the way I do this is, oops. I might as well hold this yarn as well. Actually, no, I won't. I'll have to weave them in. It would have been much easier if we just left the extra yarn, but never mind. Okay, so just join the 2 using this stitch all the way. Doesn't have to be perfect. I'm just doing this one. You sew whichever method you think is good for you. When I get to about here, I just again use my finger because I don't want to go into anything that I'm not supposed to. Can you see it's closing up? And here we are. Okay. Just do one knot and then just work it up and work down. Cut your yarn. We wouldn't have had this now. It doesn't matter. We'll improvise. Just make sure you leave a long enough tail when you cast on. And that way you would have only had the one. Going to leave it there because I don't want it to get too thick now. One more. Okay. And here we have our sock. Let's turn it inside out. So you can just get a much nicer shape now. There's your heel. There's your little toe bit. And there's your cuff, nice and soft. Here we are. Here are your baby socks. Hope you've liked this tutorial. 0 to 3, like I said. And you can, let me just zoom out a little bit so you can see a bit more better. So yeah, so 0 to 3 with a 4mm crochet hook. If you want to go the next size up, then use a 5 or even a 4 if you want them to be a bit tighter. And this bit here, where I did the 6 rows to do the length, go ahead and do 8. I think that probably would work. And yeah, tell me what you think. Hope you like making these. Thank you for watching my video and subscribing and liking. I can see all of my lovely ladies out there that are supporting me, and thank you for all the lovely comments. And please do like and subscribe, and share this channel to anybody who you think would love to make baby items. Okay, thanks a lot, and I'll see you on the next one.